This is May Wu with Bold Brave Women Community. Welcome to another Bold Brave Conversations with me and my dear guests. I love all my guests because they're mostly all my friends for now. And they have such an amazing stories of just ordinary women doing ordinary things in life, thinking that we're doing ordinary things. However, everything that we do takes so much courage, so much boldness and bravery to make our life work. Just getting out of bed sometimes takes a lot. And then sometimes, we are on our way to doing something fun and easy and then boom, sideswiped by our own internal fears or uh, complications or judgments and all that sort of stuff that we had to overcome, and I call it slay our dragons inside. And nothing brings up dragons and fears more than a photo shoot. So today I have with me my guest Vibha Chokhani from India. I met her in New York, and then that was another bold and brave move. Actually, left New York and moved back to India just before COVID struck and got locked down, right? So, maybe we could have to weave all of that in. But I asked Vibha to join me on this conversation because she recently had a photo shoot, and then all this stuff that came up for her that she had to overcome. And I thought it would be such a delicious conversation to capture for all of us as we get surprised by ourselves. Viva, come on in. Oh, first, can
Hi,
you tell them a little bit about yourself, please, and that you're a leadership coach? What else should they know about you, honey?
I'm a leadership coach. Recently relocated to India after a decade in the US. Love dancing. And what else? I meditate sometimes. I'm meditating in my mom's womb. I love sharing that because she was meditating when she had me. What else?
Oh,
Yeah.
I,
Uh,
I thought you said I meditate in my mom's womb. And I'm like, ooh, that's really fancy.
I mean, which child doesn't? I think we've all born
Right.
meditating in a mother's womb.
Yes. And then we
Um,
come out and we forget.
absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'm trying to refine that path. What else? Yeah, I know how to milk a cow. That's something people should know. I love sharing that too.
You know how to milk
Milk,
a cow. Oh, that's because you live
mhm,
on the farm in New York, right?
that's true.
With with
It's
a couple
only.
of nuns and Buddhist
Mhm.
practitioners, and you guys
Yep.
coexist. I know that because I got to visit you at that farm.
That's where I met you, May, and I'm so excited that we're having this conversation.
So tell us what possessed you to go get a photo shoot.
What possessed me is a great way to ask the question. So I have not had headshots taken for almost 5 years, and the last one was just a friend taking it at this farm that we were just talking about. And I love that picture, and I've been very happy using it. And then coming to India, part of the endeavor has been to set up my coaching practice in India, also working with clients globally. And finally, for the last 2 years, have been thinking I need a website. Finally thought, okay, I need a website like now. I do need it. So it's become more urgent.
So,
And
just
the
so
photo shoot
just so you
was
know, every little thing that you've mentioned is a bold brave woman conversation. It's like, oh my gosh, setting up your website. That is so bold and brave to like sit there and figure that out. Starting a coaching business in the middle of the pandemic. Rah! Starting a coaching business, period, is a bold and brave thing to do. Working with clients around the world is a bold, brave thing to do. It just isn't that just amazing? This is why I love this so much. It's like everything that we do, that we stick our neck out there, it takes so much boldness and
mm,
bravery to do.
thank you for noticing all that.
Yes.
Uh, my internal chatter is very different. It's like, of course I have to do all these things. Let's go. And
I'm
then,
behind. I should have done it already. So and so is so much better than me. Bah, ah, 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 right? Yes.
oh
Right?
my gosh,
Those noises. Yes.
all of that, May. So it started with the website. The photo shoot came about because the pictures for the website. Oh my God, May, I can't tell you. I like probably canceled on the photographer like 3 times, as in rescheduled it.
Yes.
Don't have the right outfits. I need to first design and decide my brand colors and then buy outfits of those
Yes.
colors. And I'm having a bad hair day, or I'm about to get my period, or I don't have a location that I love where I want to do this. OMG. It was just everything.
Well, I laugh at this because I innocently, well, I work with women around the world, and often I would put on retreats and bring a bunch of women together. And this time I had this brilliant idea. Like, what if I create a 3-day retreat all around? I call it my princess retreat, and we're just gonna work on. I'll get someone to come in. To do a makeover for everyone. We stay at this beautiful, luscious house, and everybody just hang out together, and then we'll have a photo shoot one after another. I thought it would be such a fun thing to do.
Oh my God.
Oh
Things
my
like
God. The thing
that.
that came up for each woman, and they went sideways. You just never know when they would go sideways. And everybody wanted this. But there's something about having the camera pointed at you, or the makeup artist, or it's just the confronting of our own judgment in ourselves echoes and magnified like crazy. So that's why when you said I'm doing a photo shoot, I'm like, yes. And what happened?
Oh my God, I would not want to be at that retreat with you. Maybe after this experience, I'll consider it. So here I am, finally confronting and saying, okay, I have a location, and I had to ask for a favor from a cousin that I love. I love her house, and I was like, I'm gonna do my photo shoot at your house, and she's like, okay. Um, but the night before, me, my gosh, I am like frantically ironing clothes and packing a suitcase to bring to her place, and deciding I
Oh.
need like 15 outfits that are not even on point with my brand colors. Maybe I'll need it, and maybe I'll need it, and maybe I'll need it.
This reminds me of like wedding kind of pictures and what people do in weddings.
Well, you're bringing up a great point, because that was actually my experience. It reminded me, it immediately flashed back to the only time in my life that I've had a photo shoot done. And
Uh-huh.
that was when I was 21, uh, almost 21, actually. I don't think I had even turned 21 at that point. To do a photo shoot, to take pictures for potential marriage matchmaking.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
And it's a very cultural phenomenon for
Yeah.
listeners who are joining from around the world, that we would, dress up in a sari, which up until that point, maybe I'd worn a sari a couple times in my life, maybe. But you deck up in a sari, and you have nice jewelry and makeup and hair, and everything has to be perfect, because you have to look like the perfect package of a potential wife and daughter-in-law and all the relations that come with it.
Oh.
I
Oh,
know.
I cringe. I could just hear the judgment and the criticalness and the nitpicking and the psychoticness of this whole process.
All of that, you're picking it right up. And I got that photo shoot done the first time I got it done. I was so nervous. And I had, aunts in my family and my mom, of course, hovering around me, and older sisters. And then we got the pictures from the studio, and they were like, oh, maybe these pictures aren't that great. Maybe you should do it again. So I got a second photo shoot. again the same circus of things. And and it was now at a five-star hotel. The pressure is really on. It's like I'm reliving that moment as I'm talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this photo shoot for my website felt like a like just a flashback of all that from more than 15 years ago. And then recognizing it brought up a lot for me around who am I to do a photo shoot for my website? Who am I to arrange this whole production just
Mm.
because I want to or
Mm.
I can?
I'm
And the
too
feedback,
much. I'm too arrogant. What?
oh
What? What are
my
the
God.
noises in there?
Yeah, too arrogant, so full of myself, you know, who are you, Vibha, to create this whole circus that you have a photographer, you're arranging a location and outfits and
You're too
you
high
know,
maintenance. You require too many things. You're too demanding. Is that
absolutely.
is that something like good Indian girl, women don't do things like this? I don't know.
The voice is you're picking it up. It was all of that, and I don't think I had consciously picked up all the words that you just said resonate. It was like stay small. Don't put it
Mm.
out there. Don't be too much, as you said also. Um,
Let's hear that again. Stay small. Don't put yourself out there. Don't be too much. Don't you're too much, right?
yeah. What are
And
people going to say?
yeah,
Absolutely.
I knew this was gonna be. I knew we were gonna go here with this, and so I so want to capture this because, for some reason, women around the world have this in our head, right? There's one side that said, you should be out there, you should be better, you should. And then the other side is like, stay small, don't be too much, don't put yourself out there. And then, it's such a crazy ping pong thing in our head.
It's such a double bind, you're right, because there is that voice also saying, why are you hiding? Like, come on, get your website out. What's a big deal? Just do it. And I step out, and this photo shoot was the first step out for that. And then the kickback of like, oh my God, look at your face. Do you look like a professional coach enough? Do you look like somebody? Oh my God. And then which audience am I presenting myself to? Am I catering to the Indian audience? Am I looking for a global audience? And you know, why would somebody want to work with you if you look like this? Oh my gosh, it was like a whole chorus of vile, vile voices. Very vile.
Chorus is too nice of a word. Maybe
What would you
more.
say?
I don't know. I see chorus as like everybody working together and elevating,
Hmm.
essence. This is I see judgment with that banging thing, and I see I see condemnation, and I see pulling you apart, kind of like hang her, crucify her, stab her, put her up on this on the cross. She's not good enough. Let's get her out of here.
The whole lawyer and court and a lot of judging.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, baby, that was
yeah.
hard. So how
It
did you
was.
recover? How did you like show up for the shoot?
Hmm. Well, I decided to voice this to myself, literally
Mm.
in the car going to the photo shoot. And that helped me. In hindsight, it helped me to just speak it out and name that I'm feeling this, that I'm feeling the who am I, who am I to, blah, blah, blah. And of course, my friend, my best friend here was so helpful. Like the day of the photo shoot, I spoke to her and I said, any last minute words of wisdom, I asked her, because she's a big name in India. She's built a brand for herself, and I know she's done a number of photo
Oh,
shoots. So she was my little photo shoot consultant,
yes.
advising me on the outfits as well and all of that. But the day off, she said, don't even, because I was frantic about getting my eyebrows threaded, and it's COVID times. I didn't want to go out and get done that. And I'm applying. I think I must have I'm digressing, but I have to say this because I think this will be important. From 2 days prior to the photo shoot, I think I must have applied at least 5 face packs or something to my face. I was trying to beautify myself. And it would be okay if I did that from a place of self care and self love and saying, well, I just want to do this. But it was not. It was coming from that judgment voice. Um,
That you're still not enough. Let's do some more to you. You're too puffy. You have scar on your face, and you have, yeah. It's like I do too. It's
it's that hyperpigmentation, Vibha. That was
right.
the voice, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Also from more than 15 years ago. So back to my friend, I spoke to her the morning of and I said, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about going to get my eyebrows threaded. I was frenetic. My voice was frenetic. And she said, don't even go there. Photoshop can fix everything, Vibha. Don't even worry about it, about your eyebrows, your hair,
Filters,
your
filters, honey. We got filters. Don't worry.
and that was so helpful. That was so helpful. So to your question,
Mm,
what helped is just having the other voices in my ear, my friends in this case, and my own naming, expressing
yes.
that
I wanted to
this
highlight that this is something what you said there is such an important tools, the ability to recognize when we are under stress and going crazy, to give ourselves a timeout and have a lovely chat with ourselves, right? Not a you get over yourself. Blah, blah, blah." That's not the lovely chat. The honesty of like, oh, I'm feeling scared. Oh, I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. Oh, I feel like I'm too much or I'm judging myself, all that stuff. And just simply witness ourselves and love and accept ourselves in that moment as is will do us so much good. Not many people teach us this. Our mother didn't teach us that. Our teacher didn't teach us that. So here we are. Vibha and I will tag teaming you. If you're watching this, take some time out and have a loving chat with yourself. Listen first, let yourself speak your fears and your judgment as is. You don't have to shoot yourself and just simply say, oh, I get it. That's really hard for me right now. I love and accept myself as is. So much
absolutely.
compassion.
Absolutely. And you're so right, May, because in that conversation with myself, I resolved something. By voicing it, I resolved and I ended that little audio note on my phone, the voice note, by saying, I'm doing this photo shoot because I can.
Hmm.
And not the whole who am I change to I get to and I can.
Mm.
And so
Yes.
my mother couldn't, and my grandmothers couldn't, my others, women in my family couldn't, but I can, and that was the note that really struck for me to then walk into the shoot and just enjoy it. I ended up having a lot of fun actually in the
Oh,
end.
that's great. That's great.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember my first, was it my first or second? I think it was my second, but I paid a lot of money for this one. I paid like $6,000 to have the whole branding thing. And and I thought I had worked through stuff, and then when she point the camera at me and said something like, "Yeah, look sexy" or "look blah blah blah," and I just went. All I could think of is, "Look stupid. I look stupid. I just look stupid," and it just frozen me in that state of like, oh, and it's just so painful. So I so get the self judgment that comes out in these places.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think what you're saying in your example also, like we all have different responses. For you, you froze. For me, I had the flight response. I avoided the photo shoot for as long as I could, right? And that's avoidance,
Yeah.
procrastination, call it what you will. And so each one of us will have our own responses, but to recognize that that's a response to the self judgment, to the fear, to the lack of safety we feel because of prior experiences that we all have and
Yes.
beliefs. I didn't feel safe by the idea of a photo shoot because I have had some, excruciatingly painful
Yeah,
experience.
hello. Yeah, matchmaking photo shoot is never a good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in that measure, like also recognizing, we all we're all in that uncertain and unsafe place, but the responses from inside look different.
I love what you said. I thank you for bringing that word safety up, because it's especially bold and brave women, we don't take enough time to create safety for ourselves to do anything, right? We just shove ourselves into a situation and we shoot ourselves. So shove and shoot and then shit on ourselves for not doing it well, right? The three
And the shame that
right?
comes
Oh,
after.
the four shove, shoot, and shit
Shit
and shame
and
on
shame.
ourselves. Oh, it's so painful.
Woo!
and and we suck at creating safety for ourselves, tending to ourselves, listening to what's going on, what do we need, having the patience for ourselves. Like we would have patience for other people and be kind to them, but when it comes to ourselves, we judge ourselves like crazy. Self should shit shame ourselves. I think
Absolutely.
we've got some really like I
For
can make some meme out of this, and ourselves, right? And shush ourselves too.
and
Shove,
shut.
should, shame, shit, and shove
Shut.
ourselves.
Yeah, I think you can make a meme out of it, clearly.
Yes. Are you shoving yourself into something? Are you shitting yourself on how you should be? And are you shitting on yourself with all your shit and shame? Stop doing that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yes. So be like recognizing that, do I feel safe? Am I safe enough to do this? Am I ready? And what do I need in order to feel safe to do this? There's no shame in that. And yet we shame ourselves for needing that safety. But safety is everything. That's what get us to really show up, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think,
And I think you're helping me recognize that all that time that I changed my photo shoot and needed more time was my preparation for safety, so that on the day off, I actually ended up having fun with it.
yes.
There was a lot of shaming voice in my head about, oh, this photographer is going to think I'm just a horrible client. I just keep changing. All the shame was coming up again. The
And
judgment.
shooting,
Shooting, yeah. Why don't I
yeah,
just go and do it? It's no big deal. Just
yeah,
throw myself into the experience.
right.
Um, and that wouldn't have been safe for me. In hindsight, looking back, the way it ended up being was just lovely in the end. As I'm at my cousin's place, I feel safe there. I brought extra outfits. I feel safe by that, and I chose a time and a day that I was ready. Internally, there was that I'm ready and willing to do
Yep.
this.
And I imagine a world where before we do anything, we say, wait, let me check. Do I feel safe yet? Am I ready? No, I don't feel safe yet. I need this first. Isn't that so lovely, right? Oh, I just so want that for all of us, girls, young ladies, women, older, just like to feel safe in the world and everything that you do, every little things that you do, instead of being in the practice of constantly shoving ourselves into challenging situation without taking the appropriate care for
Yeah,
ourselves. Bold, brave women
yeah,
deserve the most care and safety. That is the theme of this conversation. I think we just
mm,
landed it. Yeah.
absolutely. Care and safety. Yeah, something about that is beautiful. Also, because it to me that those words resonate with strength as opposed to shoving causes brittleness. This constant fear that I'm brittle, that somebody's going to land one soft punch and I'm just going to crash and crumble.
Yeah.
versus
Well, it
safety
actually
and
shows up in real life. Like you see this, right? Women who are really busy, they pile on stuff on themselves, they shoot themselves, they shove themselves forward. So guess what they do? They trip and fall, or something fell on themselves, or they hurt themselves physically. That's what happened. Is we are brittle. We do break, and we break ourselves. So don't do that, ladies. We love you so much. Please take good care of yourself, and everything that you want comes from this place of honoring ourselves and making sure that we feel safe. No more shooting. No more. What's your favorite?
I love the shove because
No,
that is like
no, no more shooting.
energizing.
No more
Yeah.
shooting. No more shouting at yourself. No more shaming yourself. No more shitting on yourself. And
No
love
more
yourself.
shutting yourself as well.
Yes, right.
The whole point, putting on a website is not to shut out my voice, and
Yes,
I want that for every one of us, every one of
yes.
you. Yeah. So
Amen. On that note, what is
yes.
what? So, amen is the Christian way.
Hmm.
Inshallah, I learned inshallah is the Azerbaijanian way of just like ending and sending us off, with God in God's hand, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
What would be your language, the Indian language? What's your blessing words?
Hmm. The word that's bumping in my head is tathastu, meaning so may it be so.
Oh, nice. Could you say that again?
Tathastu.
Tatastu?
Yeah, yeah, you got it. Yeah,
Oh,
you got it.
that was my ploy of making you speak Indian because you have such lovely sound.
And there's the goodbye, which is fir milenge.
Ooh, Phililinge. I've
Yes,
gone
two words.
over the edge, I
Fir
felt like, on that
milenge.
one. Okay.
Two
How can
words.
they find you? If anyone is interested in sharing their story with you or talk with you, how do people find you, Vibha?
Oh my gosh, not my website's still upcoming, but in the
What's the
meantime,
website name?
it's going to be vibhachokhani.com. It's just my
Excellent. So
name.
that's her name, Vibha Chokhani. What a beautiful name and a beautiful soul you are. Thank you so much for jumping on and sharing your adventure in photo shoot with us so that we can learn, enjoy, enjoy and heal and learn not to shoot ourselves as we go
No,
forward.
not at all. And I just
Yes.
want to say, anyone who's contemplating a photo shoot, get a
Talk to
good night.
me and Vibha.
Yeah, and get a good night's sleep. That's all you need. That's
It's
all
hard
we
to
need.
sleep. It's hard to sleep before that. Anyway, thank you so
Anyway,
much, everyone, for watching or listening to Bold Brave Conversations. I so appreciate you as a listener. If you are looking for a lovely community of bold and brave women to be friends with and to get support, join my private Facebook group on Bold Brave
do it.
Women. You can also find me on Instagram at Bold Brave Woman. And
Do
um,
it.
yes, exactly. So until next time, this is Maybu Coach signing off. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yay.